Hi, everybody. This is David Nevins for Citybiz List. Welcome to our program today. And our special guest today is Kathy McFadden. Kathy is the CEO of the Harford County Association of Realtors. Kathy, welcome to our program today.
Thank you, David, and thank you for having me today. Greatly appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. So it's my understanding that you just celebrated your 60th anniversary. And when I say you, of course, you're nowhere near old enough to celebrate your 60th anniversary, but
You're
it's
way too kind.
no, it's pretty clear. And but it's pretty amazing at the same time that your organization, the Harford County Association of Realtors, is 60 years old. So tell us a little bit about that and where you've come with the organization, where it is today, and what did you do to celebrate?
Well, it's actually 60 plus one since we didn't get to celebrate last year. So we had to celebrate this year, and it is an amazing organization. This organization is 1,400 members strong, which is quite a few members for the Harford County Association of Realtors. And it's an organization that gives back to the community constantly. But we celebrated this year. We were able to celebrate at the Mountain Branch Country Club, where they had an outside facility that we could use because we're still very much cognizant of what we need to do following the COVID regulations. We also combined that event with our awards, our 2020 awards that we were not able to celebrate last year. So we're doing a lot of combinations of our events since May, so we can actually get some things that we didn't do last year into this year. And the realtors are people that are very social, and they couldn't wait to get back together, but they wanted to do it very safely. And as you probably know, the realtors were essential during the pandemic. Not every state was essential, so they had to really understand how to be safe during COVID and be in houses. And the market is amazing. We've never seen it like this. So it's pretty crazy out there right now.
Yeah. So Kathy, I'm also almost a little bit surprised that you and your members had time to celebrate, given the fact that the real estate market everywhere, but I think I would say particularly in Harford County is booming as it is. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, everywhere in the country is booming. The problem is there's lack of inventory, and so that really is a major impact. So sometimes there would be 20 to 40 bidders on one single house. And so that drives up the market, which is good for the seller, not so much good for the buyer. But that's kind of changing. There's there's a little bit more movement with people putting their houses on the market right now. And because a lot of people couldn't do anything in COVID, they had more income and they wanted to be out in places like Harford, where they had a lot more room, because a lot of people are migrating to the working at home, which we know we can get a lot more work done sometimes at home than we can in the office. So those are some of the changes that are taking place right now.
And I know that, I think you just mentioned it, but that, given all the changes in the real estate marketplace, Harford Countyans are really positioned, I guess, to benefit, if you will, from sort of the silver lining on the giant COVID cloud.
You're correct, because a lot of people are moving out of the cities and they want to be in Harford County. There's a lot of green space in Harford County, a lot more room. They have, businesses here. They can be more accessible to the highways and less traffic. Well, of course, during COVID, there wasn't a lot of traffic, but that's starting to pick up again. But Harford County was prime territory for this.
Yeah. So Kathy, I know one of the hallmarks of your organization, the Harford County Association of Realtors, and you alluded to it a moment ago, is about giving back to the community. People think, real estate transactions are, pretty complicated and lots of, big money at stake, and people are buying and selling and making profits and what have you. But I think it's just as important to your organization to support the community from which you come and and where you live and serve. Tell us a little bit about your concept of giving back.
David, I've been in the association and nonprofit association industry for over 30 years. This association is absolutely amazing. I have never been involved with an organization that gives back so much to their community. Almost everything we do is tied to a charity. We have a lot of different events going on. And so every event we have, we try to reach out to a community, to a nonprofit that we can help out. And right now we've, one of the things I mentioned in 2020, we were unable to really be out there in the sphere and reach out to a lot of people. However, that didn't stop us from contributing to many organizations. We had one of our young professionals, it's our YPNs, they actually had collected enough money to provide meals to two of the hospitals, to the hospital staff. So that was really amazing that during that time. We also contributed to 3 out of 4 of their organizations by just donating cash because they needed it. We were unable to really collect a lot of things in our office because of COVID. But that changed pretty much in May. We were able to open back up a little bit. All the events that we had for a year planned, we all are trying to jam them in from like May to September. So we're doing a lot of events, and we call it combining a lot of the events too. So all of those are pretty much tied to different nonprofits and our community. We just give back amazing.
Is it possible for you to, share an example of either an upcoming event that people should be aware of and possibly could support?
Well, I would like to also say what we've done since May. We had an event at the Steelfish, which was an outside event, and that was our affiliate and our partners. And we have 100 and some partners, about 150 partners, which are lenders, bankers, home inspecting companies, those types of individuals who benefit, and we benefit as realtors from their companies. And so we had an event at the Steelfish. We had about 100 people there, and people brought food. So we were able to, do food for the homeless and the different food banks, which are really in desperate need of the food. The YPNs again had another event for the cornhole. It was called the Cornhole event, and it was at the Hopkins Farm Brewery. Also, our YPN in May had another cornhole tournament, and they tied to that was the Extreme Family Outreach. And we collected cash. We collected gift cards, toys to about the tune of about $1,500. And so they were absolutely thrilled with that. We also had a couple other events. We had our manager broker team leader event that we were able to get back together with a lot of our leadership. And that was really important because a lot of these people haven't been together for over a year. So they were really connecting. We're very, very socially networking organizations. So we really, really thrive off of reaching out to not only our members, but the community. Another one of our events that we did just recently was the Realtor Care Day. We provided a little library. I don't know if you're familiar with these little boxes that you can put in different public places.
Yeah.
It's called a little library. We did
that
over at the Emily Bayless Graham Park, which was wonderful. And it was really, it's being utilized already. And I drove by there the other day and was able to talk to a few people who said, man, this bench is one of the most comfortable benches I've ever sat on. So we were happy to do that. That's one of the projects that the Realtors do. Dog Days of Summer, we're having that coming up, and we'd love for you to come over. That's next week. Once again, that's tied to an event. It's basically a member appreciation for all of our members. We have it at our office. We do a big smoked turkey and beef and pork, and we have all sorts of different foods. So our member and a lot of politicians come through. So that's a really nice way to give back. But also during that time, we collect. We usually collect for a school or some type of organization for school supplies. This year, we're doing the Harford County Education Foundation. David, if you don't know about them, I would highly recommend talking to them, what they do for the Harford County. They provide massive amounts of school supplies for kids who can't afford it, also for the teachers. So we're that's part of our dog days. This summer we'll be collecting all sorts of stuff for them to be able. One of the other things that we just had recently, it was the Harford County Association of Realtors, along with the Women's Council of Realtors. We hosted an event where we had the elected officials participate, and we were very, very excited. We got to use the Harford Cable Network as the production of this event. It's the first time we've ever been on TV and on cable, so it was amazing. And they are so professional, the cable company. I was just blown away with their professionalism.
Yeah, no, Kathy, that's great. Again, I'm so impressed by the multitude of activities that I wonder where your members find the time to buy and sell houses, but I guess obviously they do. And Kathy, when we started, you were, I think you mentioned briefly your role and the association's role in continuing education,
right.
So tell us a little bit about that and the importance of making sure that your members, stay up to date and educated with regard to the very latest goings on and rules and regulations, I imagine, in the real estate field.
Right. That is a huge part of our organization. Is where the Maryland Real Estate Commission requires realtors or anybody in the real estate industry to have CE class, continuing education classes. They have to have 15 hours every 2 years, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is once you start, accumulating all those hours and stuff. We as the association are a provider of the education. So our members are constantly taking classes. We do at least 6 to 9 classes a month, anywhere from an hour and a half to 3-hour classes that the realtors have to take in order to maintain their licenses. If they don't, then their licenses aren't renewed. COVID hit, and we used to have all of our classes in our office, space, which would hold about 40 people, give or take a few. And that was constantly. Well, COVID hit, we had to go virtual, and we had to literally turn that around within a week. It was mind-blowing how you can change something immediately when you have to. And the Real Estate Commission let us do that because they used to not be able to do virtual classes. We had to do in person. So when we had to do virtual, we had to rethink everything we did and get our people onto the system, which is very hard. When you're used to coming in to a classroom and have to go virtual, we had to spend a lot of time helping them get on classes. There's a lot of regulations. They have to be able to see your face. You have to be from the chest up. You have to be there. You can't drive. I mean, there's so many rules that they had to abide by. So anyway, we've since July of last year, we've probably had over 3,000 attendees on our seminar and our CE classes. So we're doing that at least twice a week. It's been great. In fact, our members would rather do it virtually than come in.
Kathy, I know that September, I think, I say I know, but I think brings about your board leadership changes at the association. So tell us what that means and how do you install your officers and what are your goals as an organization for the coming year?
Well, yes, you're correct. We do have our installation of all of our officers. We have 14 board members, so our president changes every year. So we'll have the installation on September the 14th, once again at Mountain Branch, so we can have open space there. And we have politicians who attend. We have leaders from all over the state who come and attend the installation. Our members are really committed. We have over 22 committees and over 200 some volunteers, and that changes every year. So everybody signs up back again and starting in October with all of our committees. And once again, our main focus is on affordable housing, realtors, making sure that we do everything right when we're doing our transactions to take care of our members, to take care of the community, to make sure that they are getting the best advice, the best transactional process. Our lenders are really amazing. So that is basically our goal is right now, and it's a very interesting time between the landlords and the renters, because we all have to work together. And that's one thing the Realtor organization on a statewide, countywide, national work together to make sure that we do the best that we can for not only our community, but our members.
Well, good for you again. Just Kathy, before I let you go, you've been talking about the scores of events and activities and continuing education classes and thousands of people buying and selling houses in Harford County. So I know you've been working a lot this past year. So it's summertime. The summer's really almost over. So just a personal question. Have you gone on any nice little vacations? Do you have any upcoming? What are you going to do to relax this summer?
Well, I just got back from Michigan. My husband and I took off driving, and we went to the very tip top of Michigan. We were on Lake Superior for a week. His cousin has a house right on the lake. I unplugged. In fact, the best thing was my phone, I didn't have any cell service, which was great. I didn't get a phone call or a text until I went to town. Town was 40 miles away. Let me tell you how remote we were. And we spent 5 days up there and had a ball. It was just, we didn't have to do anything and had a great time. So I really felt relaxed, and we drove up and back, which is about over 900 miles, but it was really relaxing. And yeah, I got unplugged, and now I'm plugged back in, and it just seems like it was gone in a heartbeat, but I'm glad we got out. It's been quite a while since we've gone anywhere. So
that's great. I'm glad you had a good time, Kathy. I know when I hear, people unplugged, some people relax by being unplugged or untethered to their phone. I happen to think it would actually drive me crazy with pressure and stress, not knowing what was going on. But I'm glad it worked out for you. Anyway, Kathy, thank you so much for being with us today. To our audience, just a reminder: our guest has been Kathy McFadden. She's the CEO of the Harford County Association of Realtors. Kathy, how can people reach your organization?
Well, they can give us a call at any time, 410-569-0750, or they can always go on our website, harfordrealtors.org. Lots of information on there, but we really, really appreciate everybody helping us out on the community side and reaching out to us. There's not a day that doesn't go by that we are helping somebody. It
sounds like that's true for sure. Anyway, Kathy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And this has been David Nevins for Citybiz List. Thank you for watching.